across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with their opponents. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They go play action here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Back to throw now on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And the Giants are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Throwing, Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
That's complete to John Wallace. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now Saquon Barkley. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are going to take a first-quarter lead. Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. throw. And he's going to go down again. Jalen Smith, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. So they bring out their punter. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off inside the 5. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
He's going to look deep down the field, and it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they stop him up short of the 1st down as they get him at about the 43. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And on now is the punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And oh my, mistake there. Backs up, takes a fair catch at the 3-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. The Giants' offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. He'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Yeah, this will be a Giants 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. A
couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Now Jones. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones to Barkley on the check down. Short completion, just 4 yards. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Yeah, the Giants are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. Gets him down to the 6-yard line. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brennan, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
On 2nd and goal, Jones buying time to his, feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Montez Sweat able to drop him for a loss of a couple. He'll look to throw on 3rd and goal.
That's to Galladay, and he's got it. Touchdown, New York. Kenny Galladay,
his 1st touchdown on the year.
And the Giants go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
Get up the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back. In pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants will take over possession here up at the 44. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down of the sack.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19.
Another try after the first down sack. Jones. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants.
Now Jones throwing on 3rd and long. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big connection on that one. 31 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. Jones going deep downfield for Ross. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Well, yeah, this offense has had their way for the most part here in this first half, but that time, maybe they got a little greedy.
Well, it is hard to blame them, isn't it? Because like they said back in the 1980s, greed can be good. Stick with what's been working. But that time, I think you got a little bit too much air under that one, and it turned into a turnover that was much needed by that defense. This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And he completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Jones. He dumps it off to Barkley. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Jones going deep downfield for Ross. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 21-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Being chased out left. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. Turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
He's going to wind up and air it out. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute on it.
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. Barkley, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on a sack.
And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly,
Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. And they finally catch up to him and take him down. Jeez, where was he going? A huge loss there.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. 2nd and 10. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. They bring their punter out there now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
On the return, it's Toney.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
72 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. Off play action. Jones. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So the Giants now are going to turn it over to their field goal unit. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the 1st quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. They'll look to throw now on first down. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Azeez Ojulari just creating a disaster there for the offense as that one goes 16 yards in the wrong direction. And this offense on third down today, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Giants force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. The utter dot.